Hey everybody, welcome back. It's time for another Volition stream, and it's not quite the date, but it's very close to the 10th anniversary of Red Faction Guerrilla.
Oh.
It's basically by the time the next stream came up, we would have missed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Red Faction Guerrilla. I actually started replaying it even before we decided to do this stream, just because there's like that remastered version and all that, and it's crazy to go back to it because it doesn't feel like it's aged at all.
That's great.
Yeah. But hi, I'm Josh Stinson. I'm the video editor here. And today on the couch we've got...
I'm Kate Nelson. I'm a producer here.
And I'm James Taylor, and I'm an artist.
I'm Nathan Turner, and I'm a technical artist.
And all three of you worked on RFG, right?
Yes.
We did, yeah.
That's right. I was in the audio department at the time.
Really?
Yes.
Before I started getting the stream together, I had no idea you worked on audio in the past year.
Right.
Man.
So it says producer, but for this, I'm only going to geek out about audio. That's what's
Right.
going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we'll just jump right into the game for a little bit. I made sure that I was far enough in just so that we could play one of the early missions. That's pretty iconic, at least for me.
Cooler missions.
Yeah,
Maybe. Let's see what it is.
If I remember correctly, this is the same mission that was in the demo.
Oh,
for this
okay,
game.
I know the mission.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
might
that
involve
one.
one of your vehicles. I don't
It
know.
does, quite prominently.
Yeah. Yeah, you two were confused about this when you saw this game just running when we were getting the stream
Yep.
set up. This backpack.
That shouldn't be there.
Well,
It is.
Where'd it come from?
Well, we figured that this is the remastered version, and they've done a bunch of additional stuff to the game that we
What?
didn't ship
That's
with. So
Yeah.
our theory. That's our best
things
theory.
that's a multiplayer backpack.
Yeah, it
right?
is.
So we
That was
think they
that was
wrote
multiplayer only.
It's
some of the
either
multiplayer stuff into the
Nice.
called
game.
Rhino.
Yeah.
Was this the Rhino backpack? The one?
That
Think
might
or-
be the Commando one.
This is the one that
Yeah.
boosts your attack.
Commando.
Commando, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it's been so long since I played this. I didn't even realize this was added.
Mhm.
But yeah, they.
Yep.
Yeah, there's. It was even before this remastered one came out. Excuse me, Re-Mars-Tered.
Re-Mars-Tered.
Remastered.
Uh,
Gotta brand it.
Yeah, because I was playing it probably 2 years ago before the remastered came out, and they patched a whole bunch of small issues and added a bunch of stuff to it.
Yeah,
Great.
the if I remember
nice.
correctly, I don't have Mike here to correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, by the way, Mike Watts, our community director, is not here. He's having a birthday and stuff. Happy birthday, Mike!
Happy birthday.
He would have been able to correct me, but I believe even before the remastered version came out, this game eventually got patched around its GOG release or something to change the destruction in multiplayer to the single-player style destruction.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
I-
There it is.
I remember being amazed by how big that map was.
Oh my gosh.
Because
Yeah.
you
Yes.
can't see the whole map on the screen, and at the time you could always see the whole map when you scrolled out in a game.
Yeah, I was in.
They patched this too, so you can see more of it. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
we couldn't
It's
see it.
so big.
Yeah, it's
So big.
even after playing this before and coming back to it, I zoomed out, was still caught off guard because I was not expecting an open world style game from this long ago to have a map this big,
Yeah.
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 or at least it wasn't a very common thing back then for it to be this large.
And the map's pretty packed too. There's icons all over everything. And I think that was the last shot of the trailer, was it cut to the map and just
Zoom
pulled
out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Showed all the icons appearing.
So yeah, all three of you worked on this game. Kate, you did audio. What type of audio were you working on specifically? What was your responsibility?
It was a lot of the overall design of it, coordinating with our internal team. I did a lot of the early prototypes of the destruction system, the music systems, and then that was handed off and a lot of people were running with it.
Okay.
Just a lot of the particulars. The destruction system is probably what I would talk about the most, in that we had to take a lot of time to figure out how to make sure every piece and part that you broke off of a building made the correct sounds according to its shape, according to its size, and its weight.
Material also.
And the material, correct.
What
so
it was made of?
yeah, so a metal pole sounds different from a metal chunk. And we had to do that in real time, understand how large the pieces were in real time. Oh, the remote charges were so fun.
Yeah.
This is bringing me
They're
back.
great!
Yes, these are the
So
best.
punchy.
We were just commenting out. One of the things Nate did is this particular kind of building, the fraying on the edge as it comes apart was something he worked on.
It's like fiberglass. I
The
came.
rebar stuff?
Yep.
Is
Well,
that
the
what it
rebar.
is?
So to be clear, Jeff made the rebar
Yeah, Jeff
work,
was rebar. This one.
and I there that and
There it is.
I joined late, really late in RFG development. It was still production, but a favorite story of mine of this is I used to work up in EA Chicago, and we were working on a game, Marvel game. I think there's videos of it out there, and we had been working on trying to get destruction into our engine, and did lots and lots of stuff, and that was when EA Chicago closed down. And my friend Dave Prosciutto and I, we were interviewing and looking at all these different places to work, and Volition rented a room up in Chicago, a hotel room, and brought us in to show us Saints Row 2 and show us RFG. And I think we walked in and sat down. I said, okay, we're just going to demo this walker, and this walker basically pummeled through this building just like this. And we looked at each other like, holy crap, they literally did it. Like what we've been working on for the last year, they're done. I mean, we might as well stop now because they have basically done everything. Yep, you missed. But yeah, this destruction system is incredible. It's so awesome.
Yeah, and the other nice element that we have for this destruction system is what was called our stress system.
Yeah.
So if you knocked out small
Ooh, you can probably
small
do it there.
pieces and parts, it would collapse in on itself if it was structurally unsound. So you don't have like odd pieces just hanging up that normally would collapse in reality.
Yeah.
And if the building was stressing long enough, it would collapse in and on itself as well.
Right.
You managed to take that one out in one dose.
Yep.
You
Yep.
Re-demonstrate.
Not much of a demo.
Yeah.
There's a rebar Jeff did.
Yeah.
I think we were talking before we started that stress system used to not be in multiplayer, and then later on it was able
Added
to
to
be
multiplayer.
added
I see.
because getting all that information across the network to the other player was not the easiest thing.
Yeah.
But it adds a lot because then you can see like that building is going to collapse eventually.
So so the difference between having stress and not having stress is in multiplayer when we first shipped at least, you could destroy 90% of the ground floor of the building and the top floor would still
Yeah.
be there, and it was held by like
One
a thin
stick. Yep.
thin stick or a small pipe, and the whole structure would remain until that got broken and then the whole thing would come down. Whereas with stress,
Yep.
it would calculate and say, hey, I can't be held up by a small stick, and then the whole thing would come down long before it got to that point.
We're cool. You killed everything. It's fine.
Okay, so before I start this mission, I want to make sure I can monitor the chat and relay any questions people have. Who wants to play this mission?
I think I've played it a few times.
All right.
Let's play it.
I don't know if I've played it on this controller though, so we'll see.
Did you play on PS3?
No, I used to play on PC, but we
Oh,
didn't used
okay.
to have Xbox controllers for PC, so we
Right.
had
Right.
like some Logitech thing,
Okay.
which is pretty close. Okay. There we go.
The EDF has confiscated every walker
The
in
most
Dust.
important part of
The
our
miners
team.
have turned to us for help.
Right.
So we're gonna get those walkers back. Here's your objective, Mason. Break into this site, steal the walker, and get it to our truck. Don't let the miners down. With their support, we can liberate this sector.
Yeah, these were early Bink videos that were separate, sound
Yeah.
designed separately and integrated into the game. I really like how we ended up with that aesthetically.
I really like it too.
When you get the walker, I'll bring the truck
So
around.
all the damage you just did, I think most of it gets repaired. Because when you do a mission, it repairs mission-specific
gotcha.
targets.
Let's see. Yep. Well, some of it's left.
The stuff that's not super important for the mission is still
Big clunky.
Oh no, it's not enough. It's
So
not
this way we
enough.
can compare the walkers to this.
Yeah. This truck and your hammer. The hammer, the
Picking
most
up stuff.
the OP weapon in the game.
Yes.
Hammer can take anything down.
That's true. If you're low on ammo, it's not that big
Nope,
a deal if you've
nope.
got that hammer, which you always do.
And that's fixed to one location, right? You always have the hammer. You can't trade it out,
Whoa.
right?
We
You
wanted,
always have a hammer, but I
and
think
that
I
was
get different
because you
ones.
could get stuck sometimes. So we
Yes.
always had to make sure you had a way to get out of your wedge situations if you were ever in one.
Oh, right. It
Oh.
was hidden in the bunker.
There's also a challenge in design to design for a game where anything could be
Can't remember the
destroyed.
split
So
button.
Right.
we had to take
Right.
very special precautions as far as like where objectives were placed, and the walker is going to be on the ground. It's not going to be like high up on something that can get collapsed out from under it.
Right.
There was a lot of specific design considerations with this system. But as long as you smash stuff,
Okay,
it's
that's
awesome.
good, because I was
Look at
just
that
saying I
helpful
can't
tip.
remember the
Do you
controls.
remember
Yeah.
swing arms, sweep arms?
Okay,
Yeah, I guess it had several different attacks.
what's that continue on?
Yeah.
Which button is
One was
continue?
the
It's the middle
coming
one?
from
The-
above,
the
right?
guy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, you
Yeah, it
just
had the
sweep
different
people.
attacks.
Yep, throw everything everywhere.
Yeah, this is literally what made me buy this game.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, I had
Yeah.
known it was being, like, I knew the game existed, but then I was just like, okay, I'll try the demo, and
Yeah.
it's just like immediately you're doing this specific thing.
Yeah, this was, I believe this was one of our demo missions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because we knew that the walker really speaks for itself. Like you can,
It
and
does.
that's
It
another
does.
thing that we found. It was hard to get
Oh,
people to
this
fully
stress
understand
making
the
fall
type of destruction that we had in this game until
Right.
you actually had your hands on it and you experienced it. Because a lot of players are used to seeing, canned destruction put in front of them, but this game didn't have to fake anything.
I think there were people even assuming like, oh no, that's just cans. Like, no, you don't
Yeah.
understand because it doesn't work in video. You have to feel
You
it.
have to feel
You have
it.
to feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that literally right there is when I looked at Dave. I was like, oh my gosh, this is
Sign me
insane.
up.
Sign me up. I will go work for you. Yes.
So you're supposed to get to Kepler, and all you want to do is
It's just
Well,
wreck
smash
everything.
because it's
Well,
too fun.
25.54 million destruction.
You were supposed to. There's like one location you can get the walker after
Yeah.
this mission, and so there was a bug, so sometimes it doesn't turn up. So this was for some players, this was the only place other than a couple of challenges
Oh.
they could use it.
Yeah.
They would spawn in the world. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, see, I like
Yeah.
that.
There's kind
Just, oh,
And here's the, yep, you're gonna get on the back of it. I remember this, and this was
Oh,
a custom
right,
animation.
right.
It was a special moment where we had to, like, animate the walker stepping up.
Oh,
That had its
yes.
own unique sound
It was
elements.
So,
It's one of the things you have to
Yep,
track
yep.
in the game.
When we first had the walker in the game, the back end on it was much bigger because it's supposed to like counterbalance the engine and everything.
And we have a real
And,
sequence.
But then we realized that when you were controlling it, you couldn't actually see past its butt.
Yeah.
So we made it smaller and then we made it
yes,
smaller.
design art went out.
And then we were
Right.
like, but now it's ridiculous. It would never counterbalance it. But then they had those toys made,
And then we realized,
and
oh,
they counterbalance just fine. So,
so
It worked.
yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, another cool thing we had in this game was the alert system. Like in the top right of the mini map, the alert level of the EDF forces would increase over time from like a green level where they don't care about you all the way to like red high alert.
Yep.
And our music system would key in on that as well in real time. So like the music would escalate into more and more intensity based on how responsive the EDF were being.
Yeah.
Was that one of the first time we've done that? Where we had
Yeah.
the gameplay
It was one of the
inform audio?
first interactive music systems that we really dug into to this degree.
I think this mission also had, we made some major changes to the physics on the vehicles I mean, it's through the whole game, but it was this mission that we changed them for.
Yeah.
So that when they went flying off, they didn't just like hit the ground and just stop.
Mhm.
They kind of slid along the ground or they'd roll.
Yeah.
And up until then, yeah, they would explode and then just hit the ground and stop dead.
So talking about that music system and the music escalating the more the EDF are coming after you and stuff, when was there like a back and forth as to whether that should even be made? Because I feel like I notice stuff like that, but I feel like a lot of games can have like some type of reactive or dynamic music based on actions in the game, and it can be kind of easy to not notice it's even happening.
I think it was important to us for this game as an action game, but also as an open world game. Kind of early on, there weren't too many other examples of this out there, because players could engage in combat at any time and start making a mess at any time and calling the EDF at any time. We needed to design a system to accommodate that gameplay.
Right.
So it was a really fun challenge to
Nice.
say, how do we go from a nice, smooth, ambient music layer and increase it over time in a way that makes sense for players in a way that they would expect. That isn't too, that doesn't just take them by surprise. Hey, you did a good job.
I did.
Good job.
It's a good score.
It's like I've played it before.
It's like you have 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Remember that autosave icon? I feel like that's
Yeah,
that's the PC version.
yeah, the
That's a floppy disk. That didn't get remastered. Floppy
Yeah.
disk.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I saw something use a floppy
drive
disk.
now, what would you put?
I don't know.
The cloud. Put a cloud.
That's cute.
Animating.
That's really cute.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I saw a game use a floppy disk for like a save icon.
Yeah. Yeah, this is playing really smooth.
It
I'm
is.
Yeah.
super impressed with how this turned out.
This is on the Xbox One.
No, this is the
It's up
PC
for-
version,
It's the
the
PC.
the Remastered edition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
it's
right.
it's
Which
super
mission
smooth
is
though.
that? I can't remember which one.
Find out what mission it is.
It is just
Oh.
what?
Oh yeah, it doesn't tell you when you highlight it on the map. You have to like
Go up to it and accept it.
You have to activate it, and then
Oh,
it'll tell you
geez.
because you can still
Like,
back
better hope
out.
it's a good one.
Oh,
Better hope it's a
yeah.
good one.
The miners of Dust are staging a rally at this
Rallying point. Is this where you go down in the big mining?
Yeah,
Oh
this,
my
is,
gosh,
the one, this is
one's-
the one I'm absolutely
this one's-
horrible at.
This one's hard.
Maybe somebody
This
else.
will be
hard.
fun.
Apparently, Rage 2 uses the floppy disk as a save icon. So there you go.
Oh, okay. That's
okay.
good to know.
Good. I'm glad.
I-
Glad we're not the.
I think I heard somebody say their child, like they had a floppy disk, like, "Hey, Dad, why did you 3D print the save icon?"
Yeah.
No, that's actually a real thing.
It was a thing.
It was.
I'm pretty sure I still have several dotted
Oh.
around my office somewhere.
With nothing to use them with,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I can't. I have no floppy drive on the PC anymore.
I've
so-
got jazz drives. I've got
Yeah.
zip disks.
Mason was our clever name for a guy that has a hammer.
Right, right.
He's
right.
he destroys things, but you would think that he'd be a builder.
Right.
Whoa.
He's not. I know it's really
He's
deep.
not in the order.
You know,
Mason's not in the order.
I don't actually know what weapon loadout Josh has given me, so I could
yeah.
be going in with like my least favorite weapons.
Oh, the weapons I have is just the hammer, the assault rifle, the arc welder.
Arc
Welder.
welder.
Oh, the
that
arc
was
welder?
fun.
That's pretty good.
That was the
Arc welder's
lightning
the-
that would the
Yeah.
lightning attack that
Lightning
would
gun.
hit
Okay,
between guys.
there
There he
we
is,
go.
you're right.
It's on B. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've been able
Yeah.
to
Do they
upgrade it
chain?
It
yet.
would track to metal. If there was metal nearby, it would
Yes.
favor going to metal.
Yeah.
The arc
yeah,
welder
that
is
was really
like-
cool detail. For
Also, the best way to steal tanks.
Yeah, I
Because
remember
you
that.
Electrify the guys
Everybody
inside,
inside.
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
not physically correct.
Doesn't
because
matter.
it's a Faraday.
It's grounded.
but it's
But-
fun.
but we
Again,
didn't care.
gameplay wins out, right?
Yeah.
I love the chaining you can do with that thing.
Oh, you know what I should do? I should just steal this.
Yep.
Oh, this is still so fun.
Oh, man. Oh, well, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Look,
Excuse me.
Come
There-
on,
yes.
this is not a David Attenborough
Hey.
documentary about.
they have a job to do, and you're not going to get in their
Did
way.
you work on all of the vehicles?
I
think you
did at least some work on every vehicle in the game.
Yeah. yeah.
I built from scratch probably 70% of them.
Cool. I like how it electrocutes him, but not your buddy. It's so smart, this lightning
If
guy.
I remember correctly, that's an upgrade.
Is it?
For yeah.
The
Don't kill
intelligent-
his friends.
I remember-
Don't hurt anybody.
Don't kill
I remember there being like friendly fire at first, and I think the upgrade
That's
I got
the barrel
like
you can pick up.
Oh yeah.
oh
right.
yep.
You know what?
You can
I'm
chuck
just gonna
those.
do this
God,
though.
you
My,
can
my
pick
favorite
those
part
up.
were the puzzles that we sprinkled throughout
Yes.
the whole
There we
map,
go.
and it would be like, what's the best way to destroy this? We give you
Right.
one remote charge, or
Yeah.
in one
Right.
case we gave
Yeah.
you like one barrel in the hammer, or yeah, just like a lot of different little challenges like that,
Get that guy to your left.
and they all had a little
Where is he?
backstory.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
to your left. Right there.
Okay.
Now there's. Is this the one where you have to take out the announcement horns?
yeah,
Is that
it
this
says
one?
Yep.
to destroy all the PA speakers.
PA
Yeah.
I don't
There's
know
all
what
the
the key to
propaganda.
detonate.
Oh, it's
Uh,
B button when you have
yep.
the
B.
remote charges equipped.
There you
Yeah,
go.
because you
There you
can
go.
switch weapons and still detonate with B.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that was a really fun thing you could do. You could set up a trap, get to your rifle, and then wait for the guys to come and hit B
This
and then attack.
actually has my favorite weapon switching controls of any game ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really quick.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, I like
It's
them
just
too.
tap, tap, and you're out of there.
It's a pretty good ramp.
Man, that was a good.
That's the
Man.
best way to take out the speakers. Very effective.
Yes, yes, I did that most of the
Just
time.
drive out.
Drive, find
Find
a
a
ramp.
building
Still
out from
there,
under
though.
it. Oh, you got
The-
it.
Where to go?
Curse you,
You did-
stress system.
Good job,
Yeah,
stress
see,
system.
Every time
it's
I
making you work for it,
Yeah.
James.
See, now that eventually would collapse, right?
There
Yeah.
goes.
every time I play this game and then eventually go back to some other open world or anything where you can drive, it just always, like, I just get annoyed playing other games because it's just like you accidentally like nick a tree and your car comes to a full stop. It's just like I don't care
Yes.
how big the tree is. I just want to uproot it.
We just go through everything.
Yeah.
Well, get
There you
out,
go.
get out.
Oh, that guy.
You're getting a little hurt. You're all right.
I think you take so much damage. So good. Your tank. Alec Mason tank.
Well, I think at the time, and maybe still, a lot of players really didn't like aspects of the game because you have to run away.
Oh,
Even though he's a tank,
Yeah.
you will die.
Yeah, you will. It is. It is. What
That-
Especially
difficulty?
when you're,
Oh, this is just normal.
normal.
Yeah.
So that's
It does get
pretty
hard.
tough.
Yeah, it does get hard if you're
Yeah.
not careful.
We had people playing on hard going, it's impossible. We're like, turn the difficulty down. They're like, I never play on less than hard. It's like, okay, then you're going to
Well,
die a lot.
good luck.
It's pretty hard.
Yes.
It's also it would take a while for people to realize how to use destruction and to remember to use destruction. I remember in there were very early play tests where we would show them destruction like with a hammer. So we put people in a test level with a building. We're like, take down the building with the hammer, and they would do that. And then later in a level, they would get to a point where they had to, take out any section of a wall that was blocking their path, and they would just run the length of the
Yeah,
wall,
go around
run
it.
the length of the wall, run the length of the wall, and forget. No.
Yeah.
Walls
You
aren't
can-
just aren't
right.
like an obstruction for you anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's I can see it being like a hard thing to wrap your head around just because, especially if you played so many games, you're ingrained. Like,
Yeah.
these things are always things you got to go around.
There's a small log in front of
Right.
me, in front of this forest
Yeah.
path.
Oh,
I
man, I'm in a
cannot
JRP
possibly pass it.
I'm in a JRPG and I can't jump. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
This was my favorite vehicle. This thing was so fast.
This thing's
It
cool.
was.
I
This
just
was-
went everywhere with
This
it.
is one I didn't get to build, but it got built externally, I think, and then it came in, but there were some issues with it, so I ended up almost rebuilding it,
Huh.
which was kind of nice. So I didn't get to build it from scratch, but
Ages ago, I got to work on a monster truck
There it
game,
is.
and so this one's, I like it because I can see all the articulation of everything moving.
Yeah.
So nerdy.
I love the not the setup of it, because it was a little difficult to set some of the stuff up on the vehicles, but I love the amount of control the system has.
Mhm.
I'm trying to run him over.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's being
He's the
really-
one.
There we
yeah,
go. There we
see?
go.
Just get him. Yeah. I don't know how much damage
He
vehicles
takes a
do
lot.
when you-
This guy can take a lot
He's
of
a
damage.
little mini boss guy. So.
He is.
I'm just going to hit you with the best thing ever.
Oh, your face.
He got really
What
bloody.
happened? Are you okay? There you go. The
Gunnarsson
hammer,
is
man.
dead.
the
It's
hammer
unstoppable.
is stronger than a car. We've
It's
proved
so
that.
good when you hit
Yeah.
somebody with a hammer and then they smack it to the ground, like bounce
They
back
do.
up.
They do.
See if we can find one of
They
the
do.
puzzle games. I don't know if there's one nearby.
There should be. There's a couple others on the map I didn't touch yet.
Total salvage. Yeah, let me just put you right back in where you left off in the teleporting sense.
That's right.
All right, so
Wow,
that's
look at this.
that's
It's
cool.
the icon that looks like an explosion onto the right. I think it's that one.
Down?
Yeah,
Oh,
that.
this
Like in the
one.
middle of the road? Oh,
Yep,
that?
Demolitions
That's it.
Master.
Oh, yes.
There you
So
go.
this was a
I'm
way
gonna
for us
have
to
to
teach people how to use the
invert the
different.
controls here.
Uh-oh.
'Cause
Are
then
you
I
a flight
could-
sim?
Yeah, I'm afraid I am.
Are you normal or are you a flight sim?
Is it Y?
Uh-oh, now you
Yeah,
gotta
it's the
figure out
Y-axis.
which one's which. Invert them both and see how it goes.
Yeah, that would be
Oh
bad.
man.
Why am I shooting the wall? Can I-
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is Mars. It's like really brown and dusty here, and then different parts of the game
Yep.
have different environmental looks and aesthetics and lighting.
There was a lot of work gone into making that
There's like
color
a snow,
transition.
and there's like a snow area.
Yep. See, we knew Mars had snow before. For real, Mars had snow. The one thing I noticed, like just with this exploring around, I found somebody, I don't know who put it there. The Mars rover is in here somewhere.
Oh yeah,
Up
yeah.
north.
Oh
Me and Jay
yeah.
put it in.
And I was like,
Yeah,
what the
that was
heck?
one of
Well, of
mine.
course it would be here, because it was there.
Put the
You can find it.
good little Easter eggs around the game.
Uh-huh. I think my favorite were the dev diaries they're not dev diaries. What were they called? You would go
They were
around.
journals. There were audio
Right.
logs of dead people and yeah, different
Yes.
people on the team would recorded them, and we would use their names. I think.
It's so funny. I found
Immortalized
Jason,
forever.
Yes, I found Jason Scott's like, and he's over dramatized it to no end. He's like, I'm out of water. It's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, you know, it's just so funny. Just so
Okay.
funny.
No time, no equipment, no problem.
Right, exactly.
So this is
right.
your challenge
This
to
one's
just
sledgehammer.
Just with
only.
the
just
sledge.
sledgehammer.
I'm not probably going to do this one because
Gotta
it's
get
one of
all
other
the
ones.
supports. Stress.
challenge
I'm
to do
minute
it.
50.
Yeah.
So you just get a barrel and hit the barrel, and then you blow up. There you go.
Another
There you
crazy
go.
system we had to do because of destruction for audio was in real time you could change the shape of the building. So you could go from an interior where you hear an echoey
That's right,
sound
yeah.
Oh, geez.
to when you take out
Yes.
half the building, it's
Yeah.
no longer echoing anymore.
And
so
you
we
never
also
think about that.
I
You
know.
never-
Until it's pointed
Until
out.
it's pointed out,
like,
like-
I had
it's
no
still
idea.
echoing, and I'm still
Right.
technically in an interior.
Yeah.
So yeah, in
But
real
it's still
time, we
technically
had to be
standing.
detecting whether you
Yes.
were inside or outside, or like 50% inside or outside, and then we
Huh.
would adjust the amount of echo and reverb that you hear.
I remember the team meeting, you showed us that the first time. And
Yeah.
it was just like,
It
what?
was incredible.
We did
It
some
was
cool stuff.
So cool. There you go. Yeah, I'd
Hold
say it's
on.
Nice.
critical. It's down.
Did
What's
we win?
worse
Did
than
you
critical?
win? Yeah, you
that
did
was-
it.
You did it.
And you got the
You got it in 54 seconds.
Oh, man.
You
1
made
second
it.
better than pro.
It's almost like I've played it before.
It's almost like
Nice.
that.
The ones I used to love were the A to B driving ones. It's
Oh.
you get to
The
the
convoy
destination
ones?
as
Oh, the
fast
race-
as you can.
the
Yeah, the
races?
racing ones.
Yeah.
And
Are those unlocked?
it unspawned my no, I just spawned it back in my vehicle. And to get the pro times on those, the story is that the designer went to the QA department and said, "Hey, how fast can
How
you guys
fast?
get from A to B?
Right.
And tell me like tomorrow or the day after."
Right.
So of course QA already knew every single way across the map
Yep.
that was imaginable.
Yep.
So those pro times are almost impossible.
Right.
To be a professional, professional to do it.
I hold QA in high regard in a lot of areas. That
It's
is-
a lot of work.
It
It's
is.
tough work.
I say almost because I have gotten the pro time on every single one of those, so they're not
Oh,
It's really difficult.
don't toot any horns or anything.
Actually, there's one right
This
there.
one?
Yeah.
That one's gonna
You're the
be
ones who call the shots.
Let's keep the game. Man, I haven't seen this in a long time. I'm impressed with this build.
Yep.
Yeah, this is
That's
nice
really
and
solid.
smooth.
We have Speedball in the chat asking what our backpack is, and that's something that got added apparently to this remastered version, which is backpacks that were originally multiplayer only.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you call it, Kate?
I
You
thought
call
it was called like Commando
the
or something
Commando
going,
pack?
or at least, but that might be the R term for it. You know, I don't know what the
It might-
player-facing
the player-
name for it was, but the
right.
Commando pack was the one that would have rapid fire if activated.
Yes. Yep.
But yeah, the backpacks were only used in multiplayer, but it looks like in this version they added them to the full game, which I
Yeah.
think is awesome.
I think
Mhm.
I think I
some of them are
remember.
very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
so,
haven't
like-
I haven't really tried that backpack out yet, but that one just like gives you a damage boost.
Yeah, the fun
Yep.
ones are there's one that like causes an earthquake all around
Yep.
you at all times. There's
Oh,
another
yeah.
one. Rhino was my favorite.
Rhino was
you
my
had
favorite.
you charge forward,
Yeah,
so
you
you could
just
charge forward
blast
with
Yeah.
a sledgehammer. It was one of the best things ever. We had some really cool backpacks in the multiplayer
Yeah, we
mode.
sure did.
So yeah, maybe it's at the weapons locker. They let you choose. I would imagine.
Yeah,
where is that?
you-
What do
Which one?
There are other ones I think, but you still have to buy them with scrap. So that's the only one I have right now, I believe.
All right, I'm gonna go and really upset the EDF.
You know, you'd think after some time they'd start to recognize you. Like, he's
That
on
guy's
he's on the
cool.
up and up.
He's fine.
He's decided not to be.
Oh, he's taking my transport vehicle.
Time limit, minute 12. All right, let's see gold.
Oh, you already hit something. It's not going to be.
Yeah, exactly,
You're already
right.
delayed.
Right. People don't stop you though.
I don't actually remember this really well.
Yeah, and the billboards were fun to crash through. That one
Mhm.
looks like you already crashed through it.
No, I
Yeah.
shot it when we were in the convoy.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Like that destruction was saved across the whole map. Like destruction that happened was permanent. So when you go back, it's still there, unless it was part of a mission.
I think, yeah, you take out the different EDF outposts, they remain
They do.
destroyed and stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Yep. So there's that permanence to it. which is pretty incredible if you think about it. I'm trying to save every condition in the whole world.
So this was a pretty easy one. I don't know if I'm going to get pro. I messed up.
15 seconds.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh, you juked early.
Unpro.
Unpro. Yeah, well, good try though.
Useless.
You can't even. Come on, straight line.
Trash. Oh!
You.
Now we're back at the safe house, so we can see if we can find more
Yes.
backpacks.
Yeah.
What'd you do? Let's see.
Yeah, well outside the pro time.
Ah.
Don't retry.
No. But I love it.
Don't
Oh
do
yeah,
it.
we're gonna try to do the backpack. See if we can.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah,
From right there.
I would guess
right?
it'd be the. I mean, I don't
I
know
think-
where.
Well,
they
if you
are,
want to
but-
buy the other
You have to go to
backpacks,
Sam,
you
don't
got to
you?
go to you got to go to that other building
Or
there.
she'll upgrade, because that's where she
Yeah,
get upgrades.
we might have enough scrap to buy another one. I don't think the first backpack was that pricey.
Samanya. See, we had the cool engineer early on. Remote charges.
Charge, arc welder.
There
Yeah,
they are.
go.
There they are.
Stealth,
Wow.
Stealth
Okay.
vision.
Oh, I love stealth.
But
I'm not going to do it because it's pointless in the open game.
Yeah,
But
so
they
Yeah.
have the
Thrust-
coolest like.
Thrust is the
disappearing
Kool-Aid
effect.
Man one. Rhino one.
Oh yeah.
And,
that was called. We called it Rhino. It was called
Concussion
Thrust.
is.
No, there's
There's
oh, there's
Rhino.
Rhino. Oh, Thrust was the
You
boost up.
should-
Yeah,
Must have
thrust
been.
Buy it.
pushes you through the roof,
Right,
and Rhino,
Rhino
pushes you
was
forward.
You
forward.
should buy it.
Yeah.
That one
And then Concussion, I think, is the one that's the earthquake, all
earthquake.
around you.
Earthquake.
Mm.
Yeah.
You got enough. You should just get them all. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
How do I
Yes!
activate it?
This
though?
is so.
It was one of the
We'll go. It might tell you.
bumpers, I thought.
Is it the bumper?
Yeah, just don't hit it right
Don't
into
do
your
it
friends.
while you.
Hi guys, I'm just trying out my new cool digs.
There
Yeah,
it
There
is.
it is.
Okay,
So what was
that's-
it?
It's this bumper.
That-
Yeah, it's left bumper.
Yeah.
There's our recharge. Gotta
Let's
wait
go
for that to
find
go
a building
green.
to destroy.
We're just geeking out on
I
this.
know.
They're so fun.
So,
So
I'm
fun
not,
to
again,
remember.
I can't do it in the base because people would be very unhappy with me. But these things, not
'em
only
up.
can you pick them up,
You pick them up,
you can pick them up and then you can throw them or place
or
them.
yes,
And then the other nice thing, which I always loved about these as opposed to the yellow barrels, is if you shoot them, there's like a tiny delay. And it's,
whoops.
to me,
wrong
it's
button.
like just the right delay.
Yeah.
I can't find it.
You also, I've seen
Oh, there we
people
go.
put a remote charge on it and
Yes.
then throw it, and then
Yep.
they detonate it, and it's an even
Yep.
larger explosion.
Oh,
That was like-
I
seeing it
used
with
to hit it
scrap.
with multiple
Yeah.
shots.
Get scrap.
But yeah, I think with a pistol you shoot it once and there's like just a tiny delay.
I think there was one where I would take all of them that I could find without starting anything and put them all in the building. Just grab every barrel and then start the mission by blowing the whole thing up with
Yeah.
one fell swoop.
Yeah, there was one like yesterday when I was, getting my save file up to the proper point for the stream. I did one Demolitions Master thing that was entirely you had no guns. You had you had a pistol and you didn't have anything else, and you just had to use the
one
like
barrel
13 or so
Oh, yeah,
barrels
yeah,
it gave
yeah.
you.
Go through that.
And I keep missing the pro rank on that one by like 1 second.
1 second, yep.
You got to put them in the building for it to
Yep.
work the best, and it's a small opening. It's hard to chuck them through accurately.
So early on, all the vehicles, like each vehicle had one paint job, and then people were worried it was getting a bit samey. So this vehicle would always be a red vehicle.
Someone needs to level
And
the
then later on, they decided that they would introduce the different color schemes. So that was a lot of work, really fast. But the limitations of the engine at that time were that we could only have one color loaded at once. I'm about to die.
Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. See?
So, and I was really worried about that, right? So that vehicle being loaded blue means it won't ever load a red one or a yellow one until that one's unloaded.
Until it's gone, right.
And so I was like, oh, people don't notice. We've only got the one color of a vehicle at a time. Nobody ever noticed.
No.
I don't think anybody ever noticed. So that was kind of fun. And I probably should have gotten ammo before.
Oh
the game.
yeah.
An AI using ladders?
It was.
Oh.
I don't think we can use that. Wait, yeah, we did. Oh.
I think you just
That's a
used
big
ladder.
thing.
That's a big deal
thing.
in a destruction game. I remember
Yes.
also there was a big fight about doors that opened and closed.
Yep.
All of our doors, if you notice in this game, that either don't open or they're holograms. They're holographic doors.
Yeah.
Because we
Right.
didn't want to worry about AI needing to open a door or close it or hinges with our destruction. So that was another thing that we had to figure out with all the gameplay and that we had with our destruction system.
Well, I think that
no
was
doors.
That was the compromise we made. Was we could have ladders but not doors, or we
Yeah.
could have
Oh
doors
my-
but not
yes.
ladders.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we went all in on ladders and holographic doors, and I don't think anyone will complain that we don't have doors that are
Yeah.
physical that open
Nope.
and shut.
It just seems to
Or
me
empty
like
doorways.
Yes.
it just seems to me like when making even something that isn't an open world game that has like full destruction like this, it seems like it affects like literally every other
Yeah.
point of design in the
It's
game.
a big commitment. It's like if you go all in on a system like this, you
Yeah.
have to make sure to work around it, and you have to be okay with the sacrifice that you make to do it.
Yeah.
But this is so fun, and we believe in it so much, and we still do, that this is, it was worth it. It was completely
Yes.
worth it.
Yeah.
I don't regret any
The
of it.
trade-off, but nobody noticed the trade-off, but we noticed like the benefits of having that system.
Yeah.
And lots of things cause us real headaches. Like we have a cover system that almost never gets used.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And
The AI uses it all the time.
yeah. But that had to take into account everything, right? So
Yeah, they would have to understand in real time what the height of
I can take cover on this wall,
Yeah.
and
I use that all the time. Oh, there you go. There's your-
so yeah, I can pop out of cover and all the rest of it. But if I blow this wall up, I can't
Yep.
take cover out of it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
and it's part of the cover system on the AI side had to also account for that. So when he blows out that wall, they won't try to take cover behind the wall that isn't there anymore. They know the AI
Right.
gets updated with the fact that
Oh
wall no
god,
longer
that seems really
exists.
complicated to make
Yeah.
work.
Yeah,
It is.
similar
It
similar
is.
to
Yeah.
understanding that the walls aren't around the player anymore. Like
Right.
we had to solve for a lot of different
Because
complicated problems.
you don't want them going around the whole. There's no building, and they go all the way around to
Yeah.
go into one
Yeah.
door
Yeah.
spot that they think is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their pathing updates so they understand that wall isn't there anymore either.
Right.
So there were a lot of different systems that used the knowledge of where walls and doors and all that was.
Yeah.
Or no longer are.
So I believe there's some extra ammo in a storage box pretty close to you.
Is that what the
I
white-
think
the
I see
white
it.
The
icons
little
are?
white
Oh, I
box
see it.
icon in the mini map.
I
Yeah.
forgot about the
If you
ammo
can't get through a door,
boxes.
what do? Well, you go around. Oh no, that's right.
Oh, I can rhino it,
What
but
game
I-
are we
Yeah,
playing?
what are we playing? Always destroy everything. Yeah, see?
There you go.
There it is.
on the
Yeah,
right
we did some
side.
cool stuff in the later game too when we got
Oh,
to
no, it got blown
Red
upside
Faction
down.
Armageddon.
I can't use that one.
Red
Yeah.
Faction Armageddon had a flying sequence with destruction that was incredibly
yes.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because that was basically slew mode with rockets.
With rockets. Yes.
Yeah, for those at home that don't know what slew mode is, it's where you
Oh,
just fly
yeah.
around with
Free cam.
Free camera.
yeah.
Control.
I think some
There you
games
go.
call it no clip. It's basically
But yeah,
the same
in this,
thing.
I think in this game we didn't do flying. Like we were exploring the ground
Yep,
and
that's
sticking to the
right.
ground. That was one of the things that we weren't able to accommodate with scope.
Flying would be really, really tough.
I think the enemies fly though. The enemies have
They do.
flying vehicles.
I
thought
mean, your
there
first
was.
encounter is you get shot by
The flying-
a flying
yeah.
whatever that thing was called.
And you're like, Dad.
yeah, it's
my
Dan.
brother's
My
dead.
brother
Oh."
Dan is dead.
Yeah, this is also a game where we localized voice. One of the only ones where we localized voice at Volition. So we had like German, I think Russian, Italian, French, and Spanish versions of all of the voice lines in the game.
Give me my
So I
candy.
think the Russian guy was like, Dawn!
Yeah.
It was like so intense. It's like,
Matrix Vinjin came in late to the stream. Sorry, I'm getting to this now. This was like 10 minutes ago in the chat. They know me and Kate, but they don't know you two. Could you reintroduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm James Taylor. I'm an artist at the studio and have been since seemingly the dawn of time.
I'm Nathan Turner, and I'm a technical artist, and I joined at the end of production for RFG. That's when I started at Volition.
Yeah, I haven't really been here since the dawn of time. My first game
Might feel like
was Punisher.
That's
Okay.
pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
something I was curious about this, because several years ago, we streamed with some people who had worked on Punisher. And there was like one or two, whoa!
Ladders
That was
failed.
great.
Ladder failed. Forgot how they worked.
There's like one or two like gameplay features.
Where are you?
he died.
Oh no, are you dead?
Yeah, he lost.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
He lost control of the area.
There's like one or two things you could do in Punisher that were extremely similar to things you could do in Saints Row 2, specifically the way you could grab people as hostages and then like I think you could throw them too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was there anything in this game that like was able to be easily carried over to a Saints Row game?
Saints Row game.
The early prototypes of this game were Saints Row.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
you ran
Saints
around
Row
as the gangster guy
So-
with the rocket launcher.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Early prototypes of the game. that
The
were
engine for
Forspoken.
this is the same as the original Saints Row, but they
Yeah.
diverged.
Yeah.
So
Saints Row 2
it was not
or-
compatible going the other way when we got done. We actually had a whole new editor for this.
We couldn't
Huh.
like literally pull
whole new
features
vehicle
over.
system, so we couldn't just port them straight across. In fact, we had the tank treads in this are super awesome because they're actual tank treads. Like
Right.
they're physically modeled and they go around and it looks like a real tank. And as you go over the environment, it moves. And on Saints Row 2, because they have different priorities, right? So this one was very landscape and tanks were a central feature. On Saints Row 2, they just did the scrolling UVs trick, which most games
Ah.
do, so it just looks like the texture's moving.
Right.
And you can't really tell. But then Saints Row, they went a step further on Saints Row 3, so you could crush vehicles,
Yes.
So that was
Yes.
which I wish we could have done in this. But
I think
Yeah.
Saints Row 3 had the remote mines, I'm pretty sure, that were inspired by our remote mines.
Yeah.
It was like,
here.
yeah.
I think mostly on the weapon side, you'd see Red Faction influence in the Saints Row games going forward.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious too, just because it's like, when you're destroying EDF stuff and doing other missions, like the morale goes up for the
district.
for the district, and like eventually like other people will join you and they'll start fighting too. And I was thinking like yesterday, like how similar is that to like the homie system
Yeah, it's
from
a-
like a Saints Row thing? Like
It's similar thematically,
Yeah.
like for sure. Like every game that we made, like we learned from the previous one, and so we
Yep.
try to find the best systems and mechanics that fit.
yeah,
I think we had Ultor in
Yep.
in the
Yeah.
Saints Row games.
I think,
like
yes.
we literally had Ultor in there, the bad guys,
He was- they were the
bad
bad
company.
guys. I think Ultor's been in many of our games, right? Or nods to.
yeah.
yeah, we do love Alto. I think actually Alto was even in Agents of Mayhem.
It
Yep.
was.
It wasn't explicitly called out, but I love the I think the Ark was built by Alto or something like that, and it's got labeling all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott Phillips was one of the animators on Punisher, and then he went on to be one of the design leads on the Saints Row franchise. So he actually brought
Right.
a lot of those animations and ideas and concepts forward, I think. from
Okay.
that. Since that was the place from where he was from. And it's hilarious to throw people with throws. Human shield throws.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, we made a lot of
this
cool
mission.
spaces. There
This
were
one.
neat like cranes and saws and bridges to blow out from underneath
Yeah.
enemy convoys and vehicles. What's this one? Oh, that was the convoy, the mail carrier. Those ones were hard
I
to
get lost.
hard to find.
Well, there was an arrow that you just swung around on. Was that it?
I'm lost.
You were driving against the arrow.
Apparently the
All
thought
I
I
want
saw
you
a
to
guy
do
over
is
there.
run into the crane. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
right,
know what
just-
you're actually
Oh,
trying to do.
no,
but
there I
want
am.
you to, like-
Okay, I just
Was
missed
this
the
what?
icon.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You did it.
Something I'm curious about, because Kate, you were saying that like there were times during playtests and stuff that people just didn't realize or remember to just
Use
destroy buildings and
destruction,
stuff. Was the art for destructible stuff different back then? Was it like, did the art have to get a couple passes to make it clear that this thing is destructible? Because I noticed most destructible things kind of have a similar texture or material or look to them.
Yeah, we tried to samify it a little bit. So that was the carbon material, the one with that texture on it. We
edges.
treated it kind of like a cardboard. There was the concrete material and there was the metal material. But really, we tried to emphasize that literally anything that's not terrain, you can
Yeah.
knock over.
If man made it, like if we built
Yeah.
it on Mars, you can blow it up.
Right.
So the training had to be more like we introduced gameplay to help people break out of the
Hostages,
mindset, like the
yes.
Demolitions Master, like all those
This
other.
weapon is also awesome.
Some of these objectives were
Yes.
specifically custom designed to help break you out of that mindset of
Okay.
how do I get past this fence? Oh, I can no matter what because I can
It's
go
tough.
through it.
Yeah.
Because I think, even in our early tests, we made it very clear,
Okay,
like, this wall is
sorry,
made of
guy.
concrete, this wall is made of whatever. It's just, like, after a while, it's just a trading thing and a learning thing.
Yeah.
But that was important to us to not to not remove, or to make it very clear what materials were destructible. I think we had one that wasn't, like unobtainium. Did we call it unobtainium?
Was
Did we
that
really call it that?
RF? Yes, there was
It was-
unobtainium on RFA.
There's one
Okay.
building in this game with unobtainium.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
it's-
there was one
It
for
is
gameplay
It was a
reasons.
gameplay purpose.
It was
Yeah,
a
it was like a huge
building,
tower in the-
and because of the size of the building, we couldn't do it using the full destruction.
Yeah, so we let that one. I think it might have just been that one in the icy area, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you could
So-
destroy everything except like
I think so.
the bare skeleton of the building was still
Yeah.
destructible.
We got Badger in the chat asking, was there ever any type of in-game radio considered for this game?
Like soundtrack kind of
Yeah,
radio.
like for when you're driving.
I think we talked about that, but again, we leaned more on the interactive music system to get
Yeah.
across the action and the intensity of the game. Our other thinking there was like
job,
this
good
is
job.
a desolate planet. Like they
Right.
don't have radio for fun
Yes.
and
That
downtime.
makes
This is
sense.
not fun times on Mars.
survival
It's
survival time.
I do believe the base had a radio with music playing off of it, maybe,
Yeah,
or
this, like,
there were EDF
propaganda stuff,
and then the
yeah.
Yeah.
EDF bases had these propaganda TVs and stuff like that. So that's where we had a little bit of.
And didn't we at one point discuss having EDF chatter? If you were in an EDF vehicle, you pick up the chatter. But
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know why we didn't do it. Oh, I just
Oh.
broke that. Everybody
Oh.
get out.
Hopefully
Whoa.
they can- Well, at least they got out.
Oh, you can
Right?
flip it.
Take the.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
you can
Yeah.
just get out
This
and
one's
flip it.
got,
See, it's.
I wish we'd put that in Saints Row.
You
I love that.
Well, you just get another one. If it falls
That's
over,
true.
blows up, just walk 2 feet and you get
Yeah.
another.
Hey, you saved them.
Did.
But yeah, the multiplayer of this game is insanely fun. So you take all these elements that you see here, and then you throw a whole bunch of people on a small map together, and
Yeah.
that thing gets leveled fast.
Personnel detector.
Visit upgrade table.
I gotta
Forget
go
what
find
they
out
would
what
let
it
you
is.
see it within the buildings before you've spotted them. Maybe.
Mm.
Oh, that's right.
Is that right?
It puts,
It
I
puts
think
little
it
red
puts
dots.
the dots on there even if they're not upset or something like
Right.
that.
So yeah, how many remote mines was it? I think
Yeah.
we let you get up to like 16 at a time.
16. You could put
Um,
16 out and you'd have like
yeah.
a 4x4 grid of all the ones you've put
Yeah,
out.
yeah. But we, of course, on our end, we could have unlimited remote
Oh
charges.
my gosh, it was the
So
best.
you could see how many you put until you crash the game.
And I think somebody at some point put it so that in our own development slew mode where you're flying around with the camera,
Oh, yeah, you could
just launch as many as
That's
you
right,
could
yeah.
possibly do.
Yeah.
And that
It was for destruction testing.
it was for
Yeah. Yeah.
which everybody did. Everybody participated in destruction testing,
Yeah.
regardless of their job, because it is just so fun.
So yeah, it was essentially free cam mode
Free
where
cam
you
mode.
could throw
Yeah.
remote
You can-
mines and rockets or something like that. Yeah.
And
That's
it's
fun.
another limitation of the destruction system was you can only have one explosion per frame, which seems
Oh.
like not much, right? You get quite a few.
Still.
But when somebody's put like 128
Yeah, that's a lot of
road
brain
charges,
Which
it
you
took
know
a
that
while
they'll do. No.
to
Yes.
get through them all.
Oh man, I really want that mode to find out if this is 120 frames a second. We get 120
Yeah.
detonations per second.
I
Yeah.
wonder if we can can we find the crater with the old? I don't know if he's like
Oh, the
stashed
old
away
root?
too far.
I think I know what
Oh,
There was like a huge
Is it-
crater somewhere, and
is it
there
that?
was
The
as an
mobile.
Easter egg. Oh, we might not have it unlocked yet, actually.
Mhm.
I don't know how gated it was, but there was a huge crater somewhere, and he was
think
a
it's
reference
down
to
here.
a past Saints Row game.
was it?
Uh,
That was Saints Row. That old.
Or
kid?
sorry, not
Or
Saints
RF.
Oh, I
Row.
can't
Red
navigate
Faction
that.
Red
1.
Faction
Yeah, that's what
1.
I'm trying to say.
Mm.
Yeah.
Parker.
Yeah.
Well, we
Parker.
do another mission. Maybe it's the one that unlocks the next section.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
That's random.
don't be upset.
So yeah, we
I'll
alluded to
be
that
up
guy
there.
being a Red Faction 1 character.
Yes.
He also speaks about several Easter eggs throughout development. Like early on in the story, there used to be a concept that one of the ways that you would win you would crash the moon of Mars
Yep.
into Mars.
That's right.
Yes.
yeah.
Deimos,
Yep.
which we ultimately moved away from in the story, but we kept it alive with that character. There was also a character named, what was his name, Jorge?
Okay.
Who
Oh, yeah.
who was kind of like the crazy driver guy, and he had a lot of fun stories that he would tell, and he would get like more and more angry over time. And at one point he was singing, I think we recorded him singing the song Danny Boy, which was one of my favorite things that we had recorded for the game.
Well, he was. He actually ended up with an internal meme because we had a piece of music called "Check Your Map,"
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And Check Your Map was every line that guy said remixed into like a rap song.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That was
So
Jake
funny.
Kaufman was one
Yeah.
of our composers on the project.
Oh,
He
this
had a
is
lot
still
of pet
another
projects
There
like
you
that.
go.
Was it even your father's toothbrush or something
Yeah,
like that? Was
yeah.
one of the lines.
Or even your favorite toothpaste.
Even your favorite toothpaste, that's it.
Gosh, yeah.
Check your map.
'Cause, yeah, that was the gag because a lot of the characters were reminding you throughout this game to look at your map.
Check your map.
Check
You
your
lean
map.
on the map a lot
If
to
you
make
look
sure
at
you know
your
where
map,
to go.
person,
Right,
your map.
right. You just do
It's
what
like, okay,
keep
do you think I should check
telling
my
you.
map? Is that? I don't remember. Just like we should have one that's just like, remember
Yeah.
to destroy.
Yeah. Blow something up.
Blow something up. What's on your to-do list today?
Blow something
check
up.
map
And check
blow
map.
something up. Drive.
Drive.
Oh, be pro. Is that what it'd be? Be pro
Yeah,
would
be
be on
pro,
yours, like, be
right.
pro.
Be as good as QA. Oh, that vehicle. I forgot about this
you know
thing.
where we are. You know where we are.
The Marauders.
The Marauders are so cool.
Marauders. They were really cool.
What's the
I
Burning
liked
Man from
having
Mars?
a
Yeah.
third faction to kind of mix things up a little bit. They provided a little bit of change of pace, and they would sneak up on you. Sometimes they would ambush you.
Mm-hmm.
So these were people that were more native to Mars.
Well, they were the scientists from the first game that
Yeah.
had gone native, right?
Yes. Yes.
See, they had those cool sculptures, yeah, to scare people away.
Oh, yeah.
Those junkyard
Exactly.
sculptures.
That vehicle is so awesome.
And
Supposed
they
to
had
follow,
their
right?
own unique
Yeah.
set of weapons
Not
and
be
unique
seen.
vehicles. Yeah.
And then he's like, but where's he gonna go? And goes,
And they had a
wow.
cool, cloaking technology, or whatever that was.
You're not gonna believe this. The
Was a-
Marauders drove right through the
Say again.
rock. Must be a hologram, but where'd they get that technology?
Hologram technology. That's
Mhm.
what it was.
See what you can find out.
And this had a cool crashed ship that was part of the level design.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Man,
it's
I've
like
forgotten
the
those.
There's
wing
a
and
lot
the
of neat,
spacecraft
a lot
or
of
something.
neat level design here.
I don't know where I'm going.
It was cool. This terrain reminds me, the editor we used, it's called Chloe,
Yes.
actually.
Chunk.
CLOE, Chunk Layout Editor.
Chunk layout editor.
And it had one of the programmers, I think it was JT, I might be wrong. He put all of this erosion stuff into it. So like, just take this flat plane and make mountains now a road and a road and a road until you get what you want, and that would be fed back into the
I
editor.
think that was the ship that was like built into the rock.
I found a Marauder vehicle, but no Marauders.
The entrance to their base must be nearby. Find it.
It must be nearby.
Find the base.
Find the base with a big exclamation point
Right.
on it.
It's not too hard to
Looking
find.
around, going, where would it be? I look at my map and I'm like, oops, yeah.
Well, this was a cool moment, yeah. And those characters had their own unique weapons, like spears and shotguns. They had more of the edgier weapons. I think were they the ones that had the grinder weapon, the saw blade, or was that just one of
I
ours?
think-
No, that was
the
one of the
improvised
that was the
weapons.
improvised one. Yeah.
Yeah. We had a lot of neat ones. Oh, see here, your map went static, so you know it's serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Not
really
getting
serious.
signal here.
So old school Volition fans will know that this is in fact a level from the original
Yes.
Red Faction.
Yep.
Recreated.
Oh, shit,
for
I did
Red
not know
Faction
that.
Guerrilla.
This is the,
Yeah.
it's from RF1, right?
Yeah.
RF2, yeah. RF1.
That's cool.
So yeah, we did model it after it. They're briefly mentioning it here, but we did focus on that detail.
And that's where the scientists come from. you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is where they started. Now, this might be one of the areas where you can't
You have to go up.
destroy
I remember
everything.
this is where people would get confused
Oh, yeah,
in our
'cause you
usability
have
testing.
to-
You go up that way, up
around
that path,
and
yeah.
then to the right. Yeah.
And then there's a place where you have to destroy a wall, I think, to get in.
Yeah, I forget what all was. Wasn't this one of the areas where some parts were specifically not destructible?
It might
Or
have
was it-
been, yeah.
No, I
This was
think
an
most
area
of
where
it
some
is.
of our playtesters would get stuck.
I think they might have made some of the floors solid.
Okay, that was it.
Because it was possible to get stuck and not get out or something like that.
I saw the
Yes.
mystery of the
We're gonna
lab.
search for missing
We're gonna
cache.
get the second best
Something
weapon
about
in the game.
Parker.
Also, the chat is asking me specifically if I have gotten around to playing Saints Row 2 yet. No, I'm sorry. Not yet.
Wait, I thought Watson said he was going to make sure that happened really,
it's-
really soon. So it's on both of you, really.
It's true.
Now what?
Mike's not here to answer for his crimes, so.
Oh yeah, now I remember.
You
this
remember
part.
to destroy.
Exactly. Good
Good
job.
job.
But I do need to switch. Yeah, and that's also a Red Faction 1
Yeah, the
vehicle,
drill.
which I did not make.
Was that the driller?
Or
Was
is
that the
that a-
remain? It's got the
Uh,
tread, so I was thinking, is that the
Yeah.
driller from RF1?
I think it is. I forget who made this one. It might have been Joanna. Or it might have been outsourced. I forget.
It's a little worse for wear. Might take some elbow grease.
But the other
Those are the
confusing
biggest
part,
screws ever.
right, is for flow reasons. Sometimes people would have to destroy the whole building before they could find the path, right? So this is just extra challenging for level designers and messaging for like where you need to go. This would probably be an interesting level to dissect for
Oh,
like a
no
class or
kidding.
something.
Yes.
Here is a problem. How do you handle this?
Someone named
that
You have
was-
to do the down
Talking to
swing.
someone
There's
named
the down
Parker.
swing too.
Yeah, you can do
Parker's
overhand.
dead. There's the overhand swing and the horizontal swing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the
The
overhand.
overhand helps clear out more stuff too.
It's-
Yeah.
And it's just really satisfying to use too. Like,
Oh, you found the
Oh, you
thing.
found the
thing,
MacGuffin.
The MacGuffin.
Pick up the,
The
artifact.
you found the McMuffin. I mean,
Ultor
MacGuffin.
Echo.
Got some kind of device here.
Well, good.
That's right, it's not a weapon yet. I have to
No,
go to Sam
no.
and then get a whole bunch
It's
of
just like,
stuff.
you know, just take it. Nobody's here.
Yeah, they don't want it.
Clearly
Say,
not.
say again. I'm losing you.
Oh yeah, that scaffolding. This stuff was.
Get out alive.
So far, it's going pretty well since there's still nobody here.
Oh, that'll change. But cloth sim was another thing that was interesting
Oh,
because
yeah.
of destruction. Because the cloth, if you destroy something,
Can you?
the
ones that can
cloth
get
has
it.
to account for it. Let me see if I can.
How do you care?
There it goes.
Yeah, so I think some of them
think
just
delete it.
disappeared,
Mine
but they
went
had,
away.
at one point some of them would like kind of fall into a ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool.
oh, by the way, Mitch is in the chat right now.
Oh.
And
Mitch.
he was saying, fun note, Ultor Echo is a riff on a game done by Outrage, Alter Echo.
That's
Outrage
right,
was
yeah.
Volition's sister studio in Ann
Yes.
Arbor when Parallax split up into Volition and Outrage.
Yes,
That's
that is
right.
why. Yes,
Oh.
I chuckled
I
at
saw that
Ultor
coming.
Echo. They are.
Oh, what happened there? My
Part of
gun
our
kept
history.
flipping off
You
to the
guys-
side.
Got stuck.
You have to start the whole thing again.
You do?
Let's see how nice we
Let's
were
see.
with
How far
checkpoints.
checkpoint back? How far was the checkpoint back?
I think it
from
was
where
better
we
than
started?
Saints Row. The original Saints Row had like
Restart the whole.
Okay.
20-minute
Hey!
missions with like one
It's not
checkpoint.
bad.
With no checkpoints, rather. Yeah. Alright, let's try not dying this time. Pro tip, don't die.
Right.
Say again. I'm losing you.
This is
Say
where
it
we
there.
just cranked the music because we knew at this
Yeah,
moment, like,
right.
hey, you need to really care about this.
This is important.
This is intense, you
It
guys.
is intense. You should feel intense now.
The radio's
sorry,
all messed
that'll
up. We don't have a
Right.
mini map.
But we've got music.
Yeah. This is all in Mason's head. It's all in his head. He's just got his own internal soundtrack.
He's got
It's
headphones.
like-
He's probably got
yeah,
AirPods
yeah.
by then. You know, they had AirPods.
You know, I don't actually know how to sprint with this control scheme.
Oh my god.
Left bumper, you hold it down.
Oh, thank goodness.
There you go.
Whoa.
You
Don't
better,
kill me, don't kill me.
Oh,
My
they
turn.
didn't kill
Awful.
you.
Let me- yes,
you
please.
killed.
Oh.
I don't know. It's
That
been a
was,
while.
Rest in
that was,
peace.
It's starting cold. How does this thing work again? Is it this
Yeah,
way?
it's just, yeah, it's something like
Well,
that.
we can go for a little bit longer if you'd like, but we actually have already hit 5 o'clock.
No way.
Yeah,
This game is so fun.
right?
It is.
Time goes by really fast
Yeah,
playing
when you
this.
do the next.
Rhino.
When you do
Wait,
the
I
next.
gotta figure out how to do it. Rhino was that one.
Because you said you might do another Red Faction in a little while.
Yeah.
You should dig out that check your map thing because that's awesome.
Yeah, we'll just have to make sure that we can clear to like play it because I know it's like Vert. That was his nickname, right? Vert.
Yeah.
I know he worked on it. I don't know if
Yeah,
we'd have to
big
like
copy.
clear that or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to play that
Probably still
song.
a
It was
touch
made
somewhere.
internally, so it is ours.
That's true.
Yes. It
And
it is
he showed
ours.
it to
you're
the he
right.
showed it to the project multiple times. It wasn't
Okay.
it wasn't like a secret personal pet project thing.
Okay.
It was like, here.
Yeah,
this is
we'll
for-
play that next time. If we haven't already
Wait,
played
what
it.
am I doing? I'm doing it all wrong.
You're dying too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Ow,
I
look at
told
that
you it
bloody
would change.
face.
I
Oh.
told you.
bad.
I told
It's
you.
a
Maybe I
hard
should
mission,
learn.
guys.
Maybe I should learn the controls. I was just swinging the remote charges at a guy 20 feet away. It wasn't,
That's not going to do
wasn't
a lot.
really working.
No, you're not
I'll
going to
try
hit
better.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for
see.
showing us this. This is
Yeah,
great.
this is really
Yeah.
awesome.
Like
And it's I don't know if you knew this, but I believe it was for the trailer that came out for the remastered version that we're playing right now. They actually were able to use a Space Asshole song for it.
that was an
Oh,
amazing
fantastic.
Yeah.
trailer that came out. Or
Yeah.
I think it was a fan. Was it a fan made?
It was a
song.
it was a
And
fan made song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got it. They
I
got his
watched
permission
that
for the trailer.
so much when it came out.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Another one that was awesome was Hey Ash, What You Playing?
Yeah,
She did a thing on this that was really funny.
yeah.
I remember being quite honored that Ash would cover it. And then she came to the studio after that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they worked with us on one of the Saints Row games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were DLC for SR3, right?
The Hey Ash, What You Playin' pack.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Because they did a Saints Row movie, or some Saints Row stuff too for us.
Yeah.
And now she's Aloy.
I know. She went on
Which is
for Horizon
awesome.
voice acting. It's great.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, destruction. Go
I
over
actually
the
All
thing.
the
I had to
time.
look that
All
up
the
All the
bang.
time.
because Aloy's voice sounded familiar for so long. And then I
Uh.
finally looked
Yeah.
it up and I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, she was in Borderlands also.
Where'd he go?
Also, Life is Strange, I believe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And she's popping up in a lot of stuff, voice acting wise.
She's good. Very good. See, you're doing better than me now.
I don't know. Not
This
yet.
is where I got to when I died twice, so we'll see how you do.
I just like using roll mines more than anything
These
else.
guys
pretty
are
much.
Yeah.
dodging really well. Steven, you did too well with the dodging.
Oh.
Whoops.
Oh no.
I'll get out
You're
of
wearing
it.
a
It's
rhino
fine.
pack if you
Yeah.
get stuck. Rhino!
Yeah, it's really cool being able to
Wait.
see the single player like with all these backpacks, just Kool-Aid manning through every wall.
Yeah,
It's
this is
great.
Yeah, I'm not used to it in single player. It's interesting.
Now I'm gonna have to go and like start playing it again so I can play it with all the
I
all the
know.
backpacks.
With
Yeah.
all the backpacks.
It's a good incentive.
Okay, so this is players at home. I'm sure you're like, oh, I'm a fan of Volition. I'm a fan of this. What a lot of people forget is we're huge fans of our own games.
Yep.
We're kind of sad like that. So Red Faction.
Like, what do you want to
Proud.
play? Our
Proud.
games,
Proud.
please.
Well, you'd think you played
We're
you
proud,
played a
yeah,
thing
it's
for like
okay, right?
3 years, 4 years.
think you
You'd
wouldn't
be
wanna
sick
see
of
it again?
right? But
No.
Red Faction is still one of
This one still makes me
Guerrilla's
smile,
still one
like,
of my favorite games.
Even just seeing the art and the icons, I'm like,
Guns. What is that?
Factions.
Is that useful?
Whoa.
Okay.
Run!
Okay. Woo! There was the one hole above my head.
That
was all I needed.
Awesome.
What is
Okay.
this? Is this worth keeping?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
the guided shot, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that when you shoot, it'll like home in on guys.
Oh yeah. Okay. I probably should replace that then, maybe, because I don't have that ammo.
There you go. Awesome.
Best of all worlds. Where the heck am I supposed to go? Oh, follow the exclamation
Follow the
point.
exclamation mark.
I'm so stuck.
So what happens when you blow up your staircase and you can't get up anymore?
Well, you sort of
The level designer makes sure
find-
that there's a terrain ramp.
Gotta
That's
be a
what they
ramp
do.
somewhere around
Yeah.
here. Ugh, I can't get up.
There always has to be a terrain
Let's
way.
Maybe Twitch can tell me where I'm supposed to go. I think that way.
Yeah, looks like it.
I keep ducking. Keep using the wrong buttons for all the things. There we are.
I did have
There we
to,
are.
when I started playing this game, I did kind of have to get used to the fact that fine aim is clicking the right stick and not holding the left trigger.
Oh yes, I keep doing. That's why I keep.
That's the one
doing
thing
this
that messes
duck.
me up.
Yeah,
gotta do-
that takes a bit of getting used to. I think
Oh,
you can
okay.
change it in the
I was
control.
gonna
That's
say
what
that.
that did. The
I don't know if
fast
we had-
bump. Fast.
That switches to
Switch
last
to the
used.
top.
It was the quick swap
Oh,
to
gosh,
last
don't do
used
that.
weapon.
And that's why I couldn't figure out sprint, because sprint
Wait,
traditionally.
they're taking
was-
out
Some
this guy.
AI versus AI combat.
What's
That's
going
the,
on? Are
you
the
can just
Marauders
sprint-
are
just
fighting.
sprint to that
The Marauders are
vehicle
fighting
or
the
right
ADF. because we had the factions fight each other too.
Yeah, you don't have to fight him. You can just run away.
He's
I
so
guess
cool
so.
looking. We haven't
That guy
seen
was
him
getting
yet.
stabbed a lot.
I know. You just got him. He's got some
Just
Aquaman
everybody.
stuff
Just everybody.
going.
No.
I guess, yeah, go ahead. You guys are taking out
And
each
that
other.
one had cloth
Pretty
stem
good.
on the weapon, which I remember was
Just
a big
kinda
deal.
sit
That
back
was a big deal at the time. Yeah.
and
Got a
observe.
ribbon on your spear.
Holy
It's very
cow.
hard to do.
So,
That's
right.
rad.
There's
Yeah.
really nothing to do here except watch them.
They're busy, okay? They're
I guess they're
focused.
busy. I guess
If
I
they
could
take
just go.
out enough
like-
of it, you can steal a vehicle.
Maybe I
behind
just
you.
take this.
They don't. They're focused on.
Oh yeah, this is such a cool vehicle.
Remember, like originally
have
the
a
physics
gun?
of it was really weird. It was hard to
See you
get it
guys.
so it wouldn't.
This
Have fun.
Topple
is
over.
so hacked.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
This is not a normal.
So there are
vehicle
actually
situation.
two invisible wheels that sit
That
on
you don't
each
see?
end of the wing that you can't see. Yes.
Really?
And those have suspension cranked up pretty high, so as the wing comes down toward the
Oh,
ground,
oh,
it'll
Sorry.
push back,
Here,
so
let me
you
get out
don't
of your way.
constantly scrape the ground.
go ahead and attack
That's-
those
that's
Marauders
cool.
behind me.
And then the wheel at the back is.
I'm not sure what I just did, but that was fun.
There was something really hacky about the wheel at the back too, because it's so big. I think it might actually be that there's a smaller wheel and these are just rendered than actually.
Hit a what was your maximum wheel? Could you have 6 wheels to handle
You
tank?
could have 2 axles, but
Right.
I think 16 wheels
Six-
was the max.
I mean, sometimes that's important.
But so what I'm saying when I say axles is there are 2 things. You can have a thing that turns and a thing that drives, and then
Now what? Oh, I gotta go up here.
as long as the wheel is driving or turning, then you could have as many of them as you want.
Right. Do I get in this? Oh, I talked to this person. Hello.
You describing how
Sam.
that vehicle works just remind me of like a similar thing I saw for in Fallout 3, I think. There was like some type of subway car or train or like tram thing that would move.
Yeah.
And the way they moved is literally, it was just a hat on on a character that was rendered invisible. And it's like, it works.
Yep, it does work.
Yeah.
It gets the
There you
job
go.
done.
Yeah.
There's a giant turret in this game, and for the longest time, the giant turret was in fact just a vehicle. So
Yeah.
you could get in it and drive it around.
Huh.
And eventually they said, this is kind of silly. So they turned it into a big animated.
It's a good note to end on because
Yes.
We got the nanoforge, guys.
Oh,
We
man.
did. We did.
that
That was the important.
had cool stuff.
That did.
It's the MacGuffin for the whole game.
It was the MacGuffin that would
And
dissolve
the
things.
next
it would dissolve
thing, right?
stuff.
We took
Yeah.
we took that nanoforge concept and moved it right into RFA and all
Into
the
repairing.
repair.
Yeah.
Place this entire operation
Yes.
under my command.
Why wasn't I advised?
I will not.
They're like twin brothers.
Why wasn't I advised?
They're like the
I
same.
remember this cutscene.
You will transfer structural coordination
It's the same guy arguing
Why
to
am I
himself.
talking to myself?
well out.
Angry face.
Well, he's upset.
Disappointed, yeah.
You may have to go to his quiet room.
Disappointed fade out.
We actually had hair. We could do hair. But for some reason, everybody ended up bald. I can't remember if it's
'Cause
because
bald
the
is
hair didn't
cooler.
look that
Cool.
great.
Look how cool he is. He's the bald
He
guy.
did look ridiculous with hair, but I forget why all the admirals and
Oh,
stuff
man.
also lost their hair.
I'm imagining him with like a mullet.
He kind of did at one point. He had
Oh,
like
yeah?
really spiky but short hair on the front, and then it came
Ah.
down quite a bit on the back.
Okay.
And yeah, he just looked cooler when he was bald. But the admiral guys, they all suddenly went bald as well.
yeah,
I don't
well.
know why.
Regulation
Cool.
EDF. Something.
I got the Enforcer now, Peacekeeper. Oh,
So we're just gonna keep playing this. And
I mean,
cut
I
unless
really
you
want
shut
to,
us down.
but it's like
Yeah.
it's like 10 after 5 now.
It's very
If there,
exciting.
we could answer like one more question, then we should probably call it.
Yeah, if we got one more
'Cause my wife
question
will
from
be
the
upset
chat or
'cause I'm not home
something.
for dinner or something.
People like the idea of space mullets.
Space
Space
mullets.
mullets.
Space mullets? Yeah,
For
mullets
space,
are great.
for
I,
space asshole can have space
I feel
mullets.
that Snake Plissken and Solid Snake have they've got the mullet market all wrapped up.
Yeah,
but
it's true.
Space mullets would be awesome.
Bit of a mullet monopoly.
I'm just picturing like a mullet floating in space. That's what I. Like a space mullet is something like you encounter
I'm-
in your spaceship.
I'm imagining. So I doubt any of you have seen or played this game, but on the PlayStation 2, there was a particularly not great Aquaman game,
ah.
Okay.
and Aquaman had a mullet in that game, and it was like a fully simulated mullet underwater, so it was constantly
Oh my
flowing,
gosh.
and that's what I want.
That does.
I just
sound
want
right.
no.
That does
Even if
sound-
there's no wind, you're inside. That thing's just flowing.
You know, if which we never will because we don't own the rights, but if we ever did do another free space, you'd have to have like just be able to get out of the ship and just fly around. Just
Oh, yeah,
mullet
totally.
and simulate.
Zero G mullet.
Awesome.
Oh man.
That's the kind of thing one of our coders would do as well. They'd be like, you know what, I should just do this. Let's
Yeah.
make it
No
happen.
problem.
Oh man. But yeah, that's Red Faction Guerrilla. I love this game. Oh geez, somebody's playing Dota 2. I thought I turned those notifications off.
Your friend is
it's,
now
Your
known.
friend
it's
now
covered up
knows.
by
cool.
us full screen, so nobody will know
knows,
which
but
of
you
my
just said it.
which
so
of
that
my
now
friends.
everybody
I didn't
knows.
say which of my friends is playing
You
Dota.
did not.
You just said they were playing Dota.
Funny.
Oh man.
Very cool.
Shout out to Valve, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week, stream some more stuff. Maybe we'll stream more RFG later down the road, because it seems like we still got plenty to talk about with this game,
I'll
honestly.
try to do
again.
the multiplayer. That was
Yeah,
Play again,
maybe
I'll
we'll-
play again. That'd be fun.
Yeah, maybe we'll do
Yeah.
multiplayer sometime. That'd be cool. But yeah,
Do it. There we go. Very good.
yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Josh Stinson, I'm the V editor here, and on today's stream we had.
Kate, producer.
James, artist.
Nathan, tech artist.
And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll see you next
Bye.
week.
Goodbye.
Bye.